It's Saturday night, right?
It's Saturday night?
It is Saturday night. See, I never know for sure until she says the magic word.
John,
Can I say the magic word and win $65? Hi, John. Good evening, good evening. Arthur is joining us tonight. And I will be, you know, as folks come in, yeah, slide up a little bit. There you go. Birria tacos and bread pudding, sterling sauce for the menu tonight. Somebody else pop in?
Oh, Ronald.
Ronald. Hey, Ronald. Good
Hey.
evening. Happy Saturday. Ronald, I don't know if you've ever been here and seen my buddy Arthur, but this is Arthur. I've been up several times, him and his lovely companion, Olivia. She could not be here tonight, but Arthur was good enough and what do I want to say? What's the proper adjective that I want? Brave enough to come and try my birria tacos because I've never made them before. I've never even had one before. So
This will be my first time trying birria tacos.
So I'm hoping that it's both of us first timers. So you're basically looking at virgins here. Birria taco virgins, and Mrs. Old Guy as well. So this may turn out into something wrong. What's that?
Emmanuel's here. Miguel's here.
Miguel, Manuel. Good evening, guys.
Janice.
Hello,
Hey.
hello.
Hi, Janice.
John says, "Hey, Arthur."
Hi, John.
So, what am I going to do first? I'm going to get the. Well, see, I've got to roast a couple chilies, but I've also got to bake my bread pudding. So, I think though I'll have plenty of time because all I got to do is blister them, and so we'll see. I'm going to make my dessert first. Might as well, right?
Yeah.
Get
Dessert
it
first is always a good rule.
Yeah, get it going. That way it has time to cool down. So grab some cream, some milk. Bread pudding. A couple of eggs. Like probably 3 of them.
Miguel says, "Hey, Arthur."
Hi.
All right, so bam. So we are. Arthur is, for those of you that perhaps listen to my little radio play, The George and Pudgy Show. Arthur here played the part of Boone Jenkins. Boone Jenkins.
Yeah.
And Olivia also played on it, and a couple other friends. So we are doing another project coming up pretty soon, another George and Pudgy episode. And this one we're going to do on a live stream, so it should be fun. Hoping to have as many original cast members as we did before, and have the addition of a couple of other new ones. So this one should be fun. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more George and Pudgy.
More George and Pudgy.
That was fun.
The more the better.
John says he's ghost hunting in a few hours.
All right, where are you ghost hunting at this evening? Hey, wait, let me guess. I'm gonna say like an abandoned warehouse or, an abandoned building of some sort. Not a house though. Not a house. Just it's something other than a. So that's my guess.
Johnny Small Pepper's here.
Johnny.
Hey.
Good evening. Hey, man. I hope you had a good break, man. I did see your video, and I hope you had a relaxing time off. And everybody deserves just to get away. So, you're the man, Johnny. Glad to see you. Getting some bread pudding, and still the coconut cream pie did finally go last week. Or week before last. When was the coconut cream pie? Because Johnny had been
A week before last.
Week before last. The coconut cream pie finally won, but you were taking your break, so I'm sorry. It was delicious, I'll tell you that. Okay.
John's going back to the abandoned hospital.
Okay, the abandoned hospital.
And
Sounds like
Emmanuel
a nice-
says, did you like St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, it was fine. Really didn't do anything special. Like, we don't go to bars or anything really, so I made that my Guinness Irish stew, or Guinness beef stew, which was really, really delicious. So I got just a little milk and cream here. Mix that in. Got to grab some sugar. Won't be very sweet if I don't. All right, put the milk away. Don't know if I'll need it again. I don't think so. We'll see. Once I get everything poured in. Grab the sugar. The sugar.
I was trying to find a holiday video to watch for St. Patrick's Day, and closest I've got is I've been going through the Leprechaun series. So I watched, I think it was the 5th one, was Leprechaun in the Hood.
I didn't see that one. Leprechaun into Hood, huh?
In the Hood.
Okay.
It was good. It was really fun.
We'll have to check it out.
What's that?
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, we will. And you still said you haven't checked out, or you said you haven't checked out the Human Centipede. Is that
No,
right?
I haven't.
Okay.
I know of it. I know the idea.
Well, you're gonna gotta make a plan to watch that movie, whether you ever review it or not. If you made me sit through Poultrygeist,
This is your revenge for poultry.
this is my
guys.
revenge for that. So,
Okay.
and if any of you folks out there haven't ever watched Poultrygeist, I'm not sure where you would get it, or maybe where you would watch it. But
Well, I was just telling Tom earlier that I went to a horror convention down in Texas, and I just met the director of Poultrygeist.
yes,
And he actually has a new streaming service of his own called Troma Now. And so all of his movies ever, plus other independent artists, are all available for, I think it's $4.99 a month on
Okay.
Troma Now. So
Well, so,
if you want to
okay.
see Poultrygeist, you can
you
find
know,
it
it's
there.
at least worth the $5 for the 1 month. You know, you get watch more than that one movie. So at least check it out. For $5, you can't go wrong. So, gonna add about a teaspoon of cinnamon here, and I like to add a little bit of nutmeg as well.
Natalie's here. Good evening, everyone. Saying hello on lunch break.
Hello.
Lunch break. Hi, Natalie. How are you? Hope everything is going well.
Emmanuel says he likes green shirts and shamrocks.
Nice. Alright.
John says severe demonic activity in the abandoned hospital, he was told.
Well, now, is that where you got hurt last time, John? Where were you at when you broke your leg? Oh, you were at work, I think. I don't
Yeah, I
remember.
think so.
Say, if you're going back to a place where you got hurt, that wouldn't be maybe the best of ideas, but you know. I'm no exploit, that's for sure. Last little bit of that cream now. Okay. Time to make that pile in the sink start. Got some bread here. Give this a kind of a quick mix around and then put it in my casserole. Takes just a second. Just give it all at least an initial covering. Get it in here and I'll pour what's left on the top.
John said he fell in a cactus at an abandoned cemetery.
Ouch. That wouldn't feel very good. I remember when I was a teenager, one of my friends was celebrating his, I think it was 14th birthday or 15th birthday. We're talking underage drinking, folks. I do not condone it. And he was pretty happy carrying these 2 cases of beer down this country dirt road. And for some reason, he thought he would save a little bit of winding on this dirt road and just walk a straight path through the open tundra, and stepped both feet right into it. Great big patch of prickly pear with the weight of 2 cases of beer. Yeah, my other buddy ran over John, different John, took the beer off of him, and then he was just standing there, and he had no other choice but to take another step, either way, in front or back, because he was still going to step in that cactus one more time, whether he wanted to or not. So, yeah, that's what that reminded me of.
J-Mart's here. Sorry, just got home from work.
Hey,
Nice to see your
J-Mart.
Special guest.
I'm glad you're here, my friend. So, yep, Janice and J-Mart specifically requested the Birria Tacos. And Arthur is bravely consented to hang out and try them.
I'm excited. I'm a big fan of tacos, so
Yeah,
some
me
I,
too.
some
Yeah,
I haven't
excited.
tried before is
Try
great.
I just hope I don't make a nightmare scenario like that poultry guy. All right, whoops. Please, that's good. I was gonna that's actually got to go in my sauce. So we are good
Yes,
here.
Ronald was AFK. He's back now. He says, "Oh, hi, old guy in Colorado. Happy St. Patrick's Day."
Well, thank you, sir, and happy St. Patrick's Day to all you folks. Well, St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Yes.
All right, let's get this in the oven. Give that 20 minutes or 25. Let's call it 25. Okay. So I started the process of this burrito tacos this morning with the chilies, and I watched, I don't know, probably close to a dozen videos of
Look at different recipes.
yeah, different. I looked at, all, just as many recipes. And there were several things that they all had in common, and that's kind of what I went with. Some had little tweaks that were a little different than others. I think I've done okay. I'll find out when I taste it. So I've been trying to keep it a secret from myself. So I haven't actually dipped in and tasted it since like 5 minutes after I got it started. So we'll see. Been cooking now for 5 hours. So I'm
Should be good.
sure that the meat is very tender. And I'm excited. I'm gonna make some tomatillo salsa to go in it. That's another thing that was seemed to be a common thing, was to have a salsa of some sort on the inside of your taco. So I decided that I'm going to do some tomatillo salsa. That was also seemed to be the salsa that was used. I don't remember seeing, but I think maybe 2 or 3 that used a red salsa on the inside. So anyway, Get some of these going. The smell in the house has been great.
Yeah.
All day
It
long.
smells so good in here.
It does. I think it smells like it's supposed to. It doesn't smell bad, I'll say that. Okay, that one didn't want to come off. Well, this is great. All right. These are a little bit on the old side, and they're just not wanting to peel. There we go. The ones that are being stubborn, I'll walk over and put under water. Take care of that. So far, so good there. I'll get these cooked. Got to have a little bit of heat with it, so I'm going to throw in a jalapeno. I didn't make the sauce for the meat hot. I stayed away from the little ancho, I think.
Arval.
Arval, yeah. I can't. Me pronouncing these names is. Yeah. It's not good.
And about half the time there's multiple names for the same kind of pepper because depending on the store and how they label it, I've noticed a Priscilla and a Poblano, but the same pepper.
Yes,
it's just a different name.
Yes, this is, yep.
We
That
took
is
our
correct.
list into the Mexican store down in Delta and gave it to the lady and says, "Do you have these choices?"
Yeah, I wasn't about to ask her by the name. Yeah, I couldn't come close to pronouncing half of them. So, and it wasn't like I had to buy a whole bunch of them. There's only really three basic ones, and two of them were super common. Like, almost everybody used them. Just the one that wants to be a drag here. Ah! I got you, you sucker, you. So I'm just going to give these a slice into the water. First start, after this bread pudding comes out of the oven, I got a couple of Anaheims here that I'm going to roast up. And that'll go in there as well. Yum, yum. Give me some.
Those look good.
Yeah, they do. All right. Throw a little onion. Almost got away from me. Did you see that?
Yes, you.
I'm not going to let it. All right. Oh, come on. Just peel off of there.
Giving you trouble, huh?
It is. It's like the world's strongest onion. Here we go. WSO? World's strongest onion?
Oh.
Throw half of that baby in there. Bang. Jalapeno. Just one. I'm not looking to make it super hot. Just one. A little bit of cilantro. I'm not gonna throw that in till it goes into the blender. Matter of fact, I'll just throw it into the blender right now.
Okay.
Save myself the trouble. Okay. Pick up a little bit. Woohoo! I did see about a third of the people, or a third of the recipes, whatever, used flour tortillas instead of corn. I'm definitely going to use the corn. That's, you know, I personally like the corn better, at least for tacos. Depending, I guess, on what kind of taco, because I've had some street tacos with the flour tortillas that have just been killers.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess it just depends on what I'm looking for in a taco. What do you look for in your taco? Oh, and what are you having for your dinner? We're having birria tacos. What are you guys having? Talked to my brother earlier today. So I already know he's not going to call, but he said he was having pot pies, like chicken pot pie and a beef pot pie. Probably the banquet frozen pot pies. So
I'll bet you made it.
yeah, or maybe they are homemade. I do not know. Now, Doug, if you want to call, that's up to you, and tell me if it was homemade or store bought. Totally up to you. I really don't care either way. But, just for point of interest, if anybody wanted to know. Okay. So I better start seeing some dinners up there, what you guys are having. J-Mart, Janice, are you guys making you some birria tacos too? Maybe I should start making that a requirement of me cooking their meal.
People should cook with you.
Yeah, they should cook it. They should cook it too. But see, they could just sit there and say they're cooking it. So there's no point in doing that. Well, just trying to keep it real, folks. What that means exactly? Uh-oh, he's gonna let me know.
There's the phone.
There's the phone.
Hi, Doug.
This is interactive television. I love it.
Interactive, that's right.
Okay.
See, he's family, folks, so he gets to call in.
Okay.
So we'll find out what kind of pot pies
Thank you.
he's having, or had in whichever case, I don't know. It's an hour later,
Arthur?
I think, where he's at.
Okay, I will. He says hi.
Hi, Doug.
Bye.
All right, so,
They are Marie calendars. One is beef, one is chicken,
okay, Marie Callender's pot pies.
and they had salad with it.
And a salad.
Ooh.
Okay, nice. All right, there you have it. Marie Callender's.
And
pot
Janice
pies.
says she thinks they might go out to dinner today.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough. Fair enough. I can, can certainly relate to that. I'm gonna get some garlic out here, because I'm gonna want a little garlic in that salsa. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Everything's better with a little garlic.
Well,
Well,
most everything. Most everything. you know, I've got
Pancakes, maybe not.
pancakes, yeah, not so much. Yeah. Canned soda, not so much. A garlic soda?
Someone's
That's
bound to have tried it.
That
right?
sounds like a Lester's Fixin's drink.
Yeah, it does. And I bet it wouldn't be good.
No. Well, Lester's Fixins are. I did find, for those of you that have ever tried Lester's Fixins, I don't know if you've tried them warm and cold, but if you have, I want to see if you agree with me that the Lester's Fixin sodas pretty much doesn't matter what flavor, they all taste better when they are ice cold. When they get warm, room temperature. Yeah.
Janice says, we have a few Marie Callender's chicken pot pies in the freezer right now. We get them at Costco.
Cool. I was extremely disappointed with the last Marie Callender's frozen thing I bought. I can't remember which one it was now. Seems to me it might have been one of the pastas, like the Alfredo.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
I
like
remember
that.
it was a dinner.
But I took 2 bites and just threw it in the garbage. I didn't like it at all. I imagine their pot pies are better. But
Steve's here.
hey, Steve. Guten Abend. Let me introduce my friend Arthur. He's up to try these tacos, and that's awesome. You know, I need all the people that I can experiment on that I can. We are just waiting for bread pudding to come out of the oven so that I can roast up these couple chilies and get them ready to go into my tomatillo salsa, which is kind of doing its thing over here on the stove. I may have started with a bit much water, but that's okay. I don't have to put it all in.
Yeah. Very nice.
Imagine that.
Bread pudding was requested by John.
Ah, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, John, you know,
Steve says, nice to meet you, Arthur.
that it won. You know, won on the popular vote. I don't know if you know that or not, but
Yes, I saw you started doing votes for your dessert.
Desserts, yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Janice
Leave it to the
says,
people. Let them eat the cake.
there was a Japanese garlic soda a number of years back.
Was there? Yeah, to think of actually something new and original, it's the odds of that are pretty slim. There's a lot of people that think a lot alike, so yeah. I think coming up with something, an original thought like that, you know, oh, let's make some garlic soda. Nobody's ever done that.
Somebody has.
Somebody has.
I saw this funny little short film the other day about original ideas,
Uh-huh.
and it said that, you know, basically there are no original ideas. Everything's a new idea, which is a derivative of old ideas and maybe tweaked a little bit. But an original idea, basically, as soon as one person had an original idea and then tried to share it with anyone, their head would blow up.
Oh man.
We just can't handle that.
We just can't handle
an original.
an original thought, yeah. That's like being in a courtroom and being told to, in your own words. Yeah, you know, my own words. I don't have my own. George Carlin went through this. The same words I use, the same words everybody else does. That's how we communicate.
Lisa's here.
Hi, Lisa.
How are you doing today, Chess?
Doing good, doing good. This is my buddy Arthur.
Come here, Chumley.
Him and his partner Olivia have been on a few live streams. More.
You need to go outside.
It's been a while back since Olivia's been able to come up, but hey, she's a busy girl. Got lots of work to do, and you know, hey. Personally, something better to do than come and hang out with this old man. Just saying.
Today she's sleeping. She had too much fun with St. Patty's Day and didn't go to sleep until early this morning. So we'll forgive her this time.
That there is a good reason.
Janice says the garlic soda was simply a minced garlic put in soda.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that just sounds hot.
That sounds terrible.
That just sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
You know,
With the floaty chunk.
just plain like sugar water, carbonated sugar like fructose water. You know, high fructose corn syrup water, carbonated, and then put some raw garlic in there. Mmm.
Eli's here.
Hey,
Hello.
Eli.
What did I miss? I forgot about the time change.
You didn't miss much, really. I made some bread pudding and put it in the oven. And I got some tomatillo salsa started. for the burrito tacos. As you can see, Arthur is here, and just waiting for the oven so I can, take care of these chilies real quick. And that pretty much catches you up, I think.
Lisa says that she goes, hi, I remember him.
Oh, good. Good.
And Steve says tomorrow is National Let's Laugh Day. You planning anything funny for that?
Let's laugh day. I don't know. See, I'm not. They say, well, you did comedy. Well, tell me a joke.
Janice
Blank
says,
stare. Blink.
Janice says maybe you should add it to your 1K meal.
My 1K meal, add what?
A garlic soda.
A garlic soda? No.
Garlic cola.
No.
I
It's
kinda
bad
like
enough as
this
it
idea.
is. Bad enough as it is.
Find one of these sodas now.
Did you hear about that?
Your 1K plan,
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Eli
not
says
going to be
hello,
good.
Arthur.
That sounds good. Hello.
Yeah,
Happy to be here and looking forward to having dinner.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to having dinner too. We got 6 minutes left. I'm not gonna. Tempted to peek. You know what, Mrs. Old Guy, can you reach the lid for that? I left it down there. I just want to cover this the last couple of minutes so that the top of the bread pudding isn't too hard or crispy or crunchy. I want a nice soft pudding. Okay.
It's too tall to go back in now.
Now it's too tall to go back.
Once you know it.
There we go. That's all right.
Make it work.
Yep, I lifted the shelf just enough to get that top on there. Okay.
Janice says no peeking.
Well,
You
in
beat.
this choice, I had no choice. In this case, I had no choice. Not no choice. Choice.
Lisa says, yes, I'm going to prank Wildman. LOL.
What about Wild Man?
She's going to prank him.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Awesome. Did she say how?
No.
That's probably good. You don't want to give it away.
She says, yes, I'm going to prank Wildman.
Good. Get him. Get him good.
Their brother and sister.
Okay.
A couple of times you got him pretty good. Some good burns. Yeah. I play it over and over again and laugh just as hard. It's pretty funny. All right. It's looking okay. Smells all right. I'm about done. At least letting that cook. I don't want to give it much more time. Just wanted to soften them up a little bit and take the rawness out of those tomatillos. They're not so green. They look better. At least for that. Green tomatillos, uncooked, for me, can sometimes be a little acidic. So,
Eli says, I've always been wanting to make a souffle, but since I'm not good with baking, I've always been intimidated.
don't be intimidated. Can you answer me this? If you can make a custard, and if you can make egg whites, whipped egg whites, you can make a souffle. Simple as that. Because it's just about, that's really all it is. Some of this has got to go away.
So So you said tomorrow's National Laughing Day or something like that? What was that exactly?
Let me look back. National Let's Laugh Day.
National Let's Laugh Day.
Ooh.
You ever heard of laughing yoga, Tom?
Laughing yoga?
Laughing yoga? I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
No, I don't think I have.
So basically it's a practice, you know, where the idea is, you know, that laughing makes you feel good and, you know, pushes that good endorphins into your body. And rather than, you know, just being able to laugh genuinely at, you know, any time, the idea is that you start by fake laughing. And you just, you know, fake laugh as long as you can until you start actually laughing, and then like the actual laughing takes over. And you're supposed to do it in groups, so you know you have like a few people at a time.
Sure.
And everyone's fake laughing until it just starts building.
Until they actually start laughing because everybody's fake laughing.
Right. It's an interesting thing. If you haven't tried it before, I recommend laughing yoga.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Eli.
I'll sit in this session with you. All right, a little bit of garlic.
Eli says, I'm also waiting on my tomatillos too, OG.
Are you? All right, let's put in some garlic. And got some fresh, but I would just want to make sure that I have enough for other stuff, so a little bit of squirt of lime juice there. All right,
Nice.
that's good until I get these done. Then I'll finish pulsing that out. Seasoning, which really isn't going to include too much more other than some salt. Maybe a touch of vinegar, we'll see. Yeah, I kept these out so in case anybody was interested what I put in to the sauce other than the dry chilies. Let's see. The pasalas, dry pasalas. And what was the other one? Chili Guadalajara. I don't know. That was the one that like everybody uses. That one and the poblano or whatever it was. Use those chilies and a couple of chipotles from can. Bay leaf, a little bit of onion powder. There's also fresh onion and tomatoes. Other than those, peppers. I know it's in there. Cumin. What else here? That wasn't in there. Oregano, black peppercorns, a little bit of cinnamon, and I also added a little bit of chili powder, which was just my thought to do. And now I can take a peek.
That's bread pudding.
Eli says, I'm roasting some tomatillo, serrano, some garlic, and smoking some pineapple to make my sausage.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
It's not done yet. Get up on there. All right. Not quite done. Don't give it another 10. In fact, let's bump it up a little bit. Let's go 375. Come on. What am I doing here? Okay. Got to be smarter than the appliance you're operating.
It's a good rule.
So I went through all this stuff as to what I put in. I'm going to get it out of my way. Just so that it's not in my way. Doesn't that make sense? Got one of those like shelf organizer things for your kitchen cupboard. It worked about 60% of the way. It did stack up very nicely and neatly most of my spices,
Yep.
but there's still a pretty good majority of them that it just, I'd have to have a cabinet space like that tall and get like 2 or 3 of them and stack them up for them all to fit. So it's still just a cluster in there.
Joshua's here.
Joshua, good evening.
Okay.
My buddy Arthur here with me tonight. Got Birria Tacos. Oh, I am so excited. I want to eat right now.
Yeah.
Not in 20 minutes, not in an hour, right now. But
Janice says that should make some really good consomme.
it should. It should be delicious. Like I said, it's the smell. And it's funny, it's the aroma has changed dramatically from earlier. When I first started it, it had sort of a raw, almost kind of a pungent aroma to it that it was like something I've never really smelled before. At first I thought it might have been the cumin, but I really didn't put a whole ton of cumin in. So I'm not sure what it was, but after about 2.5 or 3 hours, that aroma went away, and it just kind of changed into this nice aroma that we're getting now. So I guess it was just a matter of cooking the rawness out of it. I don't know, but it smells good now. Not that it didn't smell good before, it just smelled different.
John says that he's eating homemade chicken soup.
Awesome. Delicious. Love homemade chicken soup.
Did anybody have corned beef and cabbage yesterday for St. Patty's Day? That's a
Did you?
classic. Someone brought me some soup from someone's house that it was a corned beef and cabbage soup.
Corned beef? Okay. Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really good.
Nice. We had my Guinness beef stew.
Ooh.
That was pretty dang good. Yeah. It was actually left over. I made a bunch of it to do a short a couple of days ago. And so we were just eating leftovers, but it was still just as good,
Of course.
on the last day. So
Eli told Janice we use tacos seasoning, the consomme to level up the cheap cup of ramen.
Yeah, that would definitely make ramen up to another level. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, the sauce ups the level of a taco, to, regular tacos are here, and this taco, I hope, is up here.
Yeah.
That's what the end result is, I'm hoping.
Lisa said she made an egg omelet for dinner.
Okay. Omelets are good. Like what? Cheese omelet, ham and cheese, a little onion in there. Old guy wants to know. Not that really means anything.
Crazy Food Crew.
Yeah.
Crazy Food Crew, Mr. Tim, sir. Tim, Nate, I hope Nate's there. Sorry that you missed out on your chicken fried steak last week, but your name did come up and your dinner request was made, and it was delicious. That was one of the better chicken fried steaks I've had in a while. So it was. Anyway,
Chicken fried steak is one of my favorite meals by far. But I think the only thing that can make a chicken fried steak better, because I know it's already the option of breakfast or dinner kind of meal. It's very versatile. But if you take all the ingredients, you take the mashed potatoes, you take the steak and everything, and you put it on a sandwich. Now that's That's just the next level for me.
Okay. Now I could see a version of that, maybe without with changing up the potatoes from mashed to fries.
Yeah.
You know, do a gravy, maybe one that's slightly thicker, so it just doesn't
Right.
run off the bun. Yeah, but that would be something interesting to try. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good, actually.
Lisa had ham omelet.
Ham omelet, awesome.
And Eli said fire roasting makes a huge difference in the salsa that he's making.
Oh yeah, fire roasting makes a big difference on just about any food that you cook. There's no question of that for me anyway. Oh, what did I not set the timer?
I think you
Did
hasn't it been 10 minutes?
Yeah, I
No.
don't think so.
That was just the temperature.
Warming back up.
Yeah, temperature saying beep. It's hot.
Tim said, sorry we missed that. We had their daughter's birthday party and it was
Yes,
fun.
yes, and that is by far more important than any old guy stream. So, not worried about it.
Eli says the late night munchie version of me agrees with Arthur's sandwich, LOL.
That's funny. I like that. Well, you know what? I'm going to take a minute here, I think, and we'll spin for the next.
Ooh.
For the next week's, not next week,
Steve's
but the
going to-
following week.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Nate and Wildman are there also hanging out with Tim.
Awesome. Well, Nate, Wild Man, I'm glad y'all are there. Glad y'all are watching. So I closed this thing with a tie twist. For those of you that were watching last week, I couldn't keep the basket shut and things were falling out all over the place.
Oh, no.
They still do a little bit on the side, just because that's how the basket's made, but it's a lot better.
Like this one's going.
Yeah. See, there's one kind of hanging out on the side right there. Get in there.
Still
All right.
hanging there.
So that's good. Well, get in there. Get in there. I got to get a new basket. So I'm just going to open this up. And
Mix it by hand or something.
no, I just turned it like
Okay.
a bunch of times, plus all the times I turned it earlier to make sure that these were going to hold it. So I think we're properly mixed. But one more time.
Oh.
Uh-oh, see? That's what happens when you take that's what happens when you take this off. I'll put them back in
Escape.
there. All right, I'll hold shut. Give it a quick kind of little jostle. Jostle. I haven't used that term for
Good
a while.
word.
Yeah,
like
good
it.
word. Good word. Kind of like wonky.
Scott says, hey Tom, Mrs. Old Guy in chat, and the new person in the kitchen.
Yeah, this is my buddy Arthur. All right,
What do we got?
pork chops with fried eggplant.
Ooh.
John requested that. So John, next week we're having barbecue ribs, and then the week following pork chops. Pork chops. All right, let me close this back up. Oh, come on. Keep these little devils from escaping as much as I can. And
Eli says that means destiny has chosen those that fell out.
no, I didn't see it that way.
Not today.
Not today. They're just trying to escape their prison. It's a different story than being selected.
Mm.
Or not selected, but randomly chosen.
There you go.
That's what makes it special.
Didn't see Paul falling asleep there.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's her favorite spot.
it is. She crashed out on the chair immediately. It's right here. We took him to the vets. Took Polly to the vet the other day, just for a general health checkup and a shot to help protect her against diseases from wild animals. You know, because we take them for walks out in fields and whatnot, and prairie dogs, crap, live out there. So, if she were to drink out of the same puddle that they drink out of, or whatever, don't want her to get sick. So, Chum's already had his, so it was her turn. Couldn't do it before because she was either nursing or pregnant.
Eli says you can't go wrong with pork chops. Scott says, how are those tacos coming?
Oh man, too slowly. I'm freaking hungry. The meat and the sauce, basically, the consommé, it's done. They're just sitting there. I'll warm them back up, but the meat is done and tender. I'm just kind of waiting for this bread pudding to finish cooking so I can roast these 2 chilies that need to go into my tomatillo salsa that I'm going to put onto the tacos. So, boy, that seemed like a long way to go to get there.
He says he's still listening.
Oh, that's good.
And Eli says, I really like you guys' channel, Arthur.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Haven't had any new content in a minute, but hopefully we'll get back on it after. We're doing some live shows at our local theater, so with old horror movies, doing hosting and a little bit of theatrics. So.
Yep. As a matter of fact, he's got one coming up
Monday.
Day after tomorrow, Monday night, which Mrs. Olguy and I will be attending, of course, since I don't have to do a live stream. We might as well go down and check out the show. So, absolutely, yeah. Everything's good for having them projects. Like the that unspeakably disgusting poltergeist, way beyond anything that theatrically these different combinations. It was like, in a way, one of the sickest softcore porns ever. I'm telling you, it scraped some boundaries. Didn't push the envelope, it actually increased it in size.
Yeah. Did not hold back at all in that
No,
movie.
there was lots of uncharted territories fully explored in this movie. Yeah. So, what was the name of that channel again?
Disposable Cinema.
No, I mean for the link to that movie.
You can watch that movie on Troma Now. Is their what do you call it? Streaming service. So it's like Netflix.
Troma.
Troma, yeah, Troma. Troma Now.
Troma Now, really, $5 for a month.
At least watch one movie, if not a whole bunch. And
Yeah, it's worth the $5 just to see Poltergeist. I'm gonna tell you right now, no kids at all
Oh no.
should ever see this movie whatsoever.
I'm not even sure I should have seen this movie.
Yeah, me either. As a matter of fact, I think I was rather in a somewhat of a state of shock when we did that review right after the movie.
We all were. I was a little horrified.
Yeah. Slightly mortified, horrified, but and a little embarrassed from laughing so much. Because it was truly a disgusting movie.
Okay, I need to get caught up here. So
Okay.
Scott said that his dog's favorite spot to sleep was in the love seat, and before it was the futon. When he laid back and spread out on the. It would take up the whole couch.
Yep.
And Greg and Moby is in the house.
Greg and Moby, good
Hey.
evening. Welcome to Old Guy's channel. I'm not sure.
Greg and Moby.
Oh, Greg.
Wells.
I thought it was like a new channel. Greg, hey man, good evening. Greg's in Australia.
Oh, cool.
He says, "Wow, we have a guest."
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, this is my buddy Arthur. Arthur and his partner Olivia have been on some of my old streams, most of them from last year. But Arthur has managed to make it up tonight as a guinea pig to taste on my birria tacos. So
I'm very excited.
Yes, we were very excited. Yep. And also, Arthur, if you haven't listened to it yet, Greg, there's a show on my channel that I did, the George and Pudgy show, kind of a 1940s style program. And Arthur was part of the project, as well as Olivia, his partner. And you should give it a try. We're also working on a new one.
It's my first time ever voice acting, and that's actually a dream I've had for quite some time, so I got to thank you for letting me participate in that project with you.
Well,
It's quite exciting.
you're very welcome. I'm glad you wanted to do it and are willing to do it again. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, we definitely had a lot of fun.
Scott wants to know what your what's your favorite classic horror movie?
Favorite is going to be hard. I've got probably a few favorites. What I'm doing with the series at the theater is all public domain movies. So if I'm choosing which of the public domain classic horror movies that I'd be running in the series, I would definitely pick Vincent Price's House on Haunted Hill. I think that's just a really fun, silly story, and I like the, kind of feels like Clue, going through the house and trying to figure out who done it, thing.
Okay. Have you ever seen speaking of Vincent Price, the incredible or the abominable Dr. Fives?
I just actually picked it up on Blu-ray in a little Vincent Price collection. I haven't watched it yet,
Awesome.
but
Yeah, but there was
I want to
several
watch that one.
in that series. Yeah, that was pretty popular in the, I think, late 60s, early 70s. Vincent Price.
Got Stephen Sheets in the house.
Stephen Sheets.
He
Hey.
says, "Good evening. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Stephen Sheets. I'm a country singer, and I'm back in YouTube, but the channel has music notes on it, and I subscribe to your channel."
Well, thank you
Awesome.
very much, and welcome to my kitchen. Saturday nights, I cook what my viewers have requested, and that comes up pretty much by random selection. There's a whole bunch of requests that I got, and so they are randomly selected, and then I announce them a couple of weeks ahead of time as to who made the request or the suggestion, and what that suggestion is. And we just drew for the week after next, which is going to be pork chops and some eggplant. Yes, pork chops and eggplant. So that's kind of what I do. Tonight is birria tacos and bread pudding. I just pulled bread pudding out of the oven. As a matter of fact, we just need to set this aside.
Mhm.
The bread pudding. Should I give them a look at the bread pudding?
Can't
They
if
can
you
wait.
want.
You can wait till dessert.
I got a bunch to get caught up on here.
Okay, we're gonna give Mrs. Old Guy just a few seconds.
Out here?
Yeah, just to put this hot dish just out of the oven outside, where it is like maybe 35 degrees or
You
so.
want me to crack the lid?
Yeah, you can just take the lid off. Or actually, no, go ahead and leave it snugly on there. I want to make sure that top stays moist. Okay, back to what I was doing. We're letting Mrs. Old Guy get caught up. That's what.
Scott said he saw a poltergeist when he was 5 years old. He was afraid of clowns and being sucked into his closet for years. He couldn't believe it was rated PG.
That is wild. I've made a whole list of movies that are horror movies that are PG, and be surprised what slid by back in the day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's pretty surprising.
Alter Rock Girl is here, and she wants to know what your favorite psychological thriller movie is.
My favorite psychological thriller. There's a couple of them. First one that comes to mind is Fight Club. That was a pretty good psychological, thriller type movie. And what was another one that kind of comes to mind on that? Boy, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it for a minute. But that's one that immediately comes to mind.
For me, I guess it would fall in the category of psychological thriller. It's definitely unique, and I only watched the director's cut because apparently the theatrical cut was kind of messy and didn't have a good reception. But the movie called Dark City, have you ever seen that?
Yes, and exactly that. That's Dark City. There was also another one that's I think was that same genre, Brazil, which is very,
really good.
very strange, almost difficult to watch movies. Yeah. Not difficult to watch in the sense of like it was with Poultrygeist. The visual sensory was different with Brazil. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up.
Greg said, "Welcome to the Colorado Parlor." Wow.
The Colorado Parlor.
And Crazy Fruit, Tim once says, "I have a question for Arthur.
All right.
Have you seen Jeepers Creepers Reborn movie?"
I have not. I've only seen the first Jeepers Creepers. I need to catch up on the series.
He says, "I was really disappointed in it, low budget, and just needed to stop those movies."
Aw.
Well, yeah, there's some movies that, had way too many sequels. I mean, you talk about, using the term butchering a story. Well, they've taken stories and not only butchered them, but they've then wrapped them neatly in paper, tied them off a string, and then stacked them in order in the freezer. I mean, they just way whipped that dog too many times. Like zombie movies or werewolf movies or vampire movies. Those genres are just boiled to a crisp. They've been done so many different ways from sideways. When I saw Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer, that was the end of the line for me. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. No more vampire movies am I ever going to watch. That's it.
Greg says, "Link in the description." I'm not sure what he's talking about. And then he says, "Woo, Vincent Price." And Alter Girl says, "Have you seen Black Mirror?"
Oh,
Black Mirror, yes.
That was great.
Yes, I didn't think about that one.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah. It's a Netflix series, right? Black Mirror.
I believe so. Yeah, I've watched some of it, some of the episodes, but not a whole ton.
Scott says, "Vincent Price name drop."
Vincent Price, yes.
Greg says, "Old man with the big hitters." Stephen Sheets is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. "Me and my family are homeless, and my dad died from a brain surgery."
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Geez, I hope that hanging out on a Saturday with old guy can, at least maybe bring a smile to your face, or make your mouth water, something along that line. So, thanks for hanging out and tuning in with me. Sorry to hear that horrible news. Absolutely, but I don't know what else to say. I'm not one of those guys that has the silver tongue and knows exactly what to say at the right time. Not me. No.
Lisa says, "It's a good show, House on the Hill."
House on the Hill?
House on Haunted Hill.
No, House on the Hill?
That's what she says.
House on the Hill.
Don't think I've seen it, but there's a lot of Netflix that I haven't seen for a while, because it's been a while since I've had Netflix. So, as a matter of fact, I think it's been 3 years or so. Whenever the Trailer Park Boys went to cartoon,
That's when you were done.
That's when I drew the line. That's it. I'm done with Netflix. I'm done with the Trailer Park Boys.
All the girls said great choice. For whatever movie, Eli says 2:20 until 5 o'clock at least yours.
Yes, I know. I'm getting excited. Yeah, only 220 more
Yep.
Wow.
subscribers.
Almost to 1,000.
And I get that 1,000,
Woohoo.
and I'm off to sunny Cal to eat raw oysters with Vienna sausages, chocolate syrup, and blue cheese dressing. Aunt B, you have outdone yourself this time.
Greg says The Shining, the original, was the best.
Shining?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Jack Nicholson was great in that movie. Absolutely. Here's Johnny.
Scott said Fight Club was is a classic.
It is.
Greg says or Psycho.
Mhm.
Psycho.
The OG.
Also, you know, I was trying to stay within recent years. You know, Alfred Hitchcock's did some fantastic, really suspenseful dramas. You know, that were like Vertigo, which that's a twister. That's if you haven't seen it, watch it. Alfred Hitchcock, Vertigo. Cool.
And Rear Window is another good
Rear
one.
Window,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, he was so good with that. Even his just his 30-minute show was good. Alfred Hitchcock Presents. I don't know if you've seen any of those.
I've seen a couple. I haven't dived into it too much.
Yeah, they're a couple old shows.
Scott said, I know a lot of people hated it, but I liked Blair Witch Project. I had a very active imagination as a kid.
Yeah, it was okay for what it was. Yeah, I watched it. I didn't watch the second one. You know, I did watch. What was that movie? It was done in about the same style as Blair Witch. Give me a second. Cloverfield.
Cloverfield, yeah. Shaky camera movies.
Yeah,
is what I
shaky
call them.
camera movies. Yeah.
Greg
Yeah.
says The Room is also one psychopathic, scary movie.
It is. The Room.
And
Yep.
Steven is a hacker. Kick him. The old man's rating. And then Wild Man says Fred Sanford watched some good horror movies. One was called The Tomato People versus The Walking Pancake Girl.
Oh, I
Oh
haven't
my
heard
gosh.
That one. You need to write that one down.
It's a big one.
Greg says The Birds.
Yep.
There we go. One
Birds.
stuff.
Really good one.
You're familiar with the Attack of the Killer Tomato movies,
Oh yeah,
right?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You bet. That's an old cult movie that I think got way more. I don't know. Life than it should have.
Right.
Do you need to look at Chili's?
Do I need to look at Chili's? I don't know. Do I?
Here you go.
As wild as that movie is, I actually prefer the second Killer Tomatoes movie because it's got George Clooney in it, and they make fun of it being a sequel right off the bat. It's Return of the Killer Tomatoes, and even the song it talks about how redundant it is that we're doing it twice.
Really, and it has that type of.
Yeah, it has that type of feeling the whole time, and about halfway through the movie, or maybe a little bit more, they stop the movie in the middle of it, look at the camera and say, we ran out of money, we can't finish the film, sorry folks. And someone offers, what about product placement? And they're like, oh, we didn't think about that.
Greg said he used to cameo all his movies.
Oh.
Or whoever did The Birds or whatever.
Oh, Alfred Hitchcock,
Alfred
yeah,
Hitchcock,
he
yes.
does.
Yeah, same way Stephen King does too.
Yeah.
Cameo his movies.
Scott said that he used to go to the town where the movie The Birds was filmed, and it's on the way to the beach.
Cool. That's really cool.
It is.
Alter Girl says she loved Cloverfield. The concept of the movie was interesting.
It was. Same with The Critter was interesting.
Eli said Blair Witch was one of the POV paranormal activity OGs.
I wrote this down on my computer. on the side of my computer so I could remember to ask Eli about the pitaya fruit.
Pitaya? Pitaya?
Pitaya fruit comes from the cactus? Organ pipe cactus. What time of year is it? Have you ever had it? Do you know about it? When can I get it? Because that's just something that's I've seen it. It looks super interesting, and I've got to try it. But it's so perishable of a fruit that unless I'm going to pay a really, really super high price, it'd be just cheaper to go get it.
Greg says if you want the most suspenseful movies, it's the original Alien.
Oh yes, Ridley Scott's Alien.
Just no one knew what was going on.
Yeah, I'd have to say that when I saw that movie, ouch, I was fairly inebriated, and when that alien come breaking out a dude's chest.
He said he saw it when he was 8 years old, and him and his sister both hid under the cardigans.
Yeah, I bet.
So
watching it in the cinema.
I feel like Alien is one of those that like really changed the horror genre. Of course, it's like horror / sci-fi,
Right.
but that was in the '70s where like Alien came out and Exorcist came out and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I feel like the three of those, I mean, that's a total 180 from 10 years before, and we're talking about Vincent Price movies. Like, that's a really big shift.
Oh yeah, huge. Yeah, going from especially with Texas Chainsaw, Dr. Fives using that as a comparison. You know, it's like using sci-fi fantasy compared to sci-fi, you know, horror based on, you know, actual events, because it was based on Ed Gaines.
Right.
And for those of you that don't know who Ed Gaines was, Google it and read a little bit. He wasn't the nice man.
So in this trip I did to Texas, actually the town where the convention was is the town where, or close to where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie was filmed, the original one.
Oh, neat.
And I went to the barbecue restaurant and I bought barbecue there.
Awesome.
It was fantastic.
It's awesome. It's all in the meat.
That gas station is still there, looks exactly the same. It's fantastic.
It's all in the meat.
Tim says he liked the classic movie with Tom Hanks, The Burbs.
Oh, the Burbs.
I don't know if I saw that one. I don't think I did.
And Alter Girl said the movie with the Wraith, The Wrath,
I haven't seen that yet.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, yes, I remember that movie. That was good. Christine was also kind of another good one.
Another John Carpenter, yeah. He did Halloween and a whole bunch of other ones.
Yep.
Tim said he took his daughter to see the new Scream movie. It was actually good.
Awesome. Another sequel.
Yeah, we're up to 6 in that one.
Are we?
Which is what.
Well, that's okay. After a while, I just stop counting, and if it's a genre that I'm interested in, I'll watch it. If it's not, maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Eli said that these are in season May through June, and it's out their version of Dragon Fruit.
Oh.
Right, exactly. And I watched this documentary about it, like some of the hassles, just to even get them off the plant, and getting the spines off, and just the whole preparation and transportation and everything else. That's they're expensive. That's what makes them expensive. And they're perishable. They don't last long. So.
Alter Girl says that
Mercy.
She hates face hugger scenes from the Alien movies.
Oh yeah. Down the throat.
And the practical effects of that too, I feel like when you look at that face hugger, it looks pretty serious and real, and you don't want that on you.
No. That does not look like it would be you know, for those first few seconds, like a very pleasant experience, you know.
Greg mentioned Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, slice and dice is, you know, that's what getting into that genre for, you know, that's what I like to call them. You know, slice and dice.
The slashers.
Yeah, slashers. You know, the Slasher was even a good movie. You know, as far as that goes. But.
I haven't seen
Scott
it.
says random, but my volunteer class and the rest of the department cleaned the roads where one of our volunteers passed away today. It was like 20 years ago, but we cleaned the stretch of the road every other month.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Tim says Tom's dinner and a movie tonight.
That would be good. That would be really good.
And Greg says, let's not forget one of the best thriller titles with your man Burt Reynolds.
Ooh.
Oh my God, the Wrath. I love it.
Boyd Reynolds. Boyd
And
Reynolds.
Scott says, did you like the Saw movie?
Saw.
The first one blew his mind.
Yeah. Saw is actually one movie that actually made me look away. Yeah. I mean, and I've watched, you know, like Spartacus, which has 1,000,001 very graphic kill shots, but nothing, you know, kind of freaked me out as that first Saw movie. So yeah, pretty gruesome stuff.
Greg says Mother's Day. Is that a movie?
It is.
It is, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think I saw that one. I did remember seeing the title, but I don't think I've ever seen the movie.
Eli says, have you guys watched Cocaine Bear? That movie looks like it might be one of those which look so over the top that it might be good.
I've seen the trailer for it. I would be really interested in seeing Cocaine Bear, but my partner Olivia, she's did a little research into it, and she's like, you know, that's a real story, right?
It is.
It's based off of true events, and of course, they're making it very showy for Hollywood. But it's
Right.
kind of sad if you really think about
It
like
is,
the
yeah.
actual events of a bear getting into a huge block of cocaine.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it, you know, it cooked it pretty much cooked its brain.
Yeah.
And Alter Girl says, LOL, Cocaine Bear was an outrageous comedy, probably the best to watch, accompanied with a bear, or with a beer.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. And for me, it really couldn't be much worse as far as a new movie than The Menu, because although it was an interesting movie, wow, it's like, wow, this is what movies have come to? Really? There's got to be some redeeming qualities in here somewhere.
Eli says he'll try to get some.
I mean, it wasn't horrible. It just very, very weird.
It was weird.
No, well, I'm sorry. What?
Eli's going to try to get you some of those and send them to you.
No. I don't want you to send them to me. I just want you to tell me when you start seeing them, and I'll just try to make a trip down there. That's simple.
Scott said Deliverance was a good movie.
I was scared to go camping for a couple of years after I saw Deliverance.
Oh.
I was a young teenager, and yeah, that one scared the hell out of me. You seen it or no?
I haven't, no.
Movie about these three guys that, three buddies, gonna canoe down a river that's soon gonna be blocked off and dammed up, so a lot of the stuff that they could travel down would be no longer. So they go up to the backwoods and they run into some trouble with some of the local hillbilly folk. And yeah, I don't want to give you any spoilers.
All right.
You should check it
Yeah,
out.
I'll add it to my list.
All right.
Wildman said a good old thriller was Niagara with Marilyn Monroe.
Oh,
Marilyn Monroe.
didn't know she was in a thriller.
Greg says, hey, that bear is rich now. Up there with Sharknado.
Yeah, Sharknado.
Now that's a series that just gets better every time, right?
I don't know, when I saw Mecha, what was it, Mecha, the giant, what do they call it, Megalodons, right? They're the big sharks, yeah. Is that what they were called? Megalodons?
Megalodons, yeah.
Yeah, so they had a mechanical megalodon to fight a megalodon. Have you seen that
I
movie?
haven't, no.
It's been, I don't know, maybe it was in the 90s or something. Sorry for the noise.
Scott said Cocaine Bear really happened to bears already terrifying. I don't know what you would call one hopped up on coke. And Greg says, I mentioned it before as your you famous actor, yours truly, Scott. Oh, he was talking to Scott. Scott said his dad saw the movie Taken when his sister was visiting Germany. Scared the heck out of him. He couldn't watch the whole thing.
Which one?
Taken.
Taken. Oh, yeah.
When his sister was visiting Germany.
Oh, get that.
What about Snakes on a Plane?
Snakes on a Plane was ridiculous. Fun. You know, it's fun, you know, but I liked Air Con better. Or Con Air. With Nicolas Cage. I don't know. Snakes on a Plane.
Greg mentioned Megalodon too.
It was okay. I wouldn't have. It didn't win any Academy Awards, and I can see why. That tastes pretty good.
And it says you can't go wrong with the old classic Godzilla and King Kong movies.
Oh yes, the black and white,
The old black
King
and whites,
Kong
yeah.
and
Did you see the new King Kong versus Godzilla?
I did, and of course you have to adjust for time and everything. But despite being a glorified showy CGI fest, take that aside, it showed the full size of the monsters fighting, and it showed them in like a really unique setting with I think it was all neon in Tokyo, and so I think the colors just kind of like really popped and made it feel very cartoony and comic book like.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I liked some of the earlier parts in the earlier parts in the movie with Kong. Just when you got the background and stuff. Never, whatever.
Yeah.
Mrs. Old Guy, would you? I need a bowl to put this salsa in. Could you hand me?
Eli said that he loves Connor.
Con Air was cool.
How big?
I don't know.
Con Air's Nicolas Cage, isn't it?
Close enough. What's that?
Nicolas Cage is in Con Air,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes. He is. All right.
That guy's wild.
He is. All right. Hey.
Greg says, okay, so here's one of the worst horror movies in the 80s. There was a few, here we go, blood-sucking freaks. Says, don't watch it.
Okay, I won't. There was a few other ones. Piranha was one. From the 80s. Where,
Sounds like a Jaws ripoff.
Well, yeah, it was what it was is genetically engineered piranha that they'd been genetically engineered with flying fish.
Oh, okay.
So they fly out of the water, chewing at you. It was pretty funny.
Scott said, did you ever see the original Gone in 60 Seconds from 1974?
I have, but it's really been a long time. I have seen it, but yeah, it's been forever.
Eli says, old classic monster movies after some special brownies is great.
Colorado, we know what you mean.
Scott says it's really good. If you could check out, or he was talking to us. Great.
All right, let's finish up these.
Greg says Grandmother's Day. Lisa said Jaws was the best.
Jaws was pretty cool.
Greg said Toxic Adventures.
Toxic Avengers, so that's the same guy who did Poultry Guys. That's,
So you would be able to see
Lloyd Kaufman.
You would be able to see all the Toxic Avenger movies on that
service.
on that channel. Same $5 to watch Poultry Guys, so worth it for a month. Just to watch that movie. I'm gonna quit bringing it up. All right.
You don't get
Onions.
tacos, Chummy. No, you don't get tacos. I'm sorry. I know, you're disappointed.
Seems to be arguing with you.
He does.
He wants tacos.
He's not getting tacos. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you guys my new toy.
Oh yes, you mentioned this earlier.
Yeah, I did. So I'll show you right now. I always carry it with me. Wind it up. Set it down. And let it go.
Oh no.
Pretty cool, huh?
Scott said you could probably hear a pin drop in the theater after the opening scene of Jaws when the girl gets attacked.
Yep.
Greg says Exorcist, of course, but part 3 is weird.
Part 3 is awesome. It's the Brad Dourif, who, of course, is in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, is like the first movie that he was really known for. But he goes on and plays the voice of Chucky in all the Child's Play series, and so seeing him in Exorcist 3 get all crazy and wily-eyed, that is so fun. I do actually like Exorcist 3 a lot.
I don't know if I probably have seen it.
2 is garbage. You just skip 2. You just go 1 and 3.
1 and 3. Huh? 2 is it's just garbage.
Greg says, "Wow, is that a new horror film?" Janice liked your toy. She said that's a very handy toy.
It is.
Very.
Very
Greg loved
handy.
it.
It's pretty much always with me. So.
Scott said the original It was great, but the ending was so bad.
Yes. Yes. All right. One last little thing. I'm gonna get some cheese. Move some of this stuff to the side here.
Greg says you're in company, bro.
Alright. I made some mozzarella last night. So I'll give you a cut board here. Get a little bit of this sliced up. We're just about ready to start having some tacos. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Scott wants to know if Chum's leg's all healed up.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He is 100%. As a matter of fact, this afternoon when we took him on their daily walk, sometimes he gets really playful and he'll grab hold of his leash and start playing tug of war with me. And he's, pretty close to 140.
Ooh.
So he can, you feel it when he's tugging. He can pull you over if you're not careful.
Rick says, okay, I'm thinking about a New Zealand horror film. Need to look it up. Unless you good men can guess it.
New Zealand horror movie.
Is it a New Zealand horror movie?
Yeah.
Boy, there's none that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
He says, oh, while you are thinking.
While I am thinking. Who says I
He says,
think?
oh, while we are thinking, Greg.
While I am thinking. If I think, I'm in trouble. Yeah, this cheese looks real nice.
Looks nice, yeah.
Yeah. Get some of these cut up. I am not going to be satisfied with like 1 or 2 tacos. I am freaking hungry here.
Greg says, on the side, let's pay homage to St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. St. Patty's.
Scott said there's a house that he delivers mail to that has two black labs, awesome dogs. I also take my 10-minute break at their house and play fetch with them.
Oh, cool.
And the movie was The Leprechaun.
Oh, Leprechaun actually was filmed in New Zealand. That's cool.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I saw that they've made a final Leprechaun movie in the past few years that they tried to tie into the original one, but apparently they couldn't get Jennifer Aniston back. She was like, oh, I've become a big star. I'm never stepping back into this franchise again. So it's based off of her character's daughter is now being visited by the Leprechaun.
Scott says, are you a fan of Gremlins?
Oh, that's actually one of my favorite childhood movies. And I never really realized that it was such a scary horror movie until I actually got older and realized, it was so intense. I probably watched Gremlins 2 more than Gremlins 1, though, because Gremlins 2 is a lot funnier.
Eli said the original series for TV, It made me horrified of clowns for a long time. The It remake did too much with the clown.
All right. It's getting close if I'm pulling out plates.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Greg says, high five.
All right. Get this open here. Tortillas. Where's my slotted spoon here? Start pulling some of this chunks of meat.
Ooh.
Scott said Gremlins 2 is better than the first one, he thought. Number 2 was fun, but the spider gremlin was pretty scary. Eli says, what was scary about the original It was how normal circus looking they made the clown. It made it real, pun intended. And Greg says it was a great book. I also read Misery.
Oh, Misery is the fun story, too.
Boy, yeah, the book Misery. Who said he read it? Greg, yeah. Dude was taken care of a whole lot differently in the book. In the movie, just for one example, she hobbles him, right, by busting these ankles with in between a 4x4 and a sledgehammer. In the movie, she hacks off one of his feet with a rusty axe.
Oh, in the book?
In the book, yeah. Book's a lot more gruesome.
Scott says, did anyone see Batteries Not Included from 1980?
Oh, yeah.
That's a cute movie.
I love that movie. That's a great movie. I also like Starman. That was a good movie.
What's that actor in Starman? It's
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, yeah.
Greg said that he read Psycho 2, totally different than the old movie.
All right. Now, here comes the test, I guess. How tender is the meat?
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that looks soft.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Look at that. Beautiful.
That's perfect.
Greg said, yes, Starman is so underrated.
Yeah, it was a good movie. That's still one of my favorite the sci-fis.
Lisa said, Magic is a good movie with Anne Margaret.
I don't know that I've seen that.
Yeah.
And Kim mentioned The Thing.
Thing? Yes. Which one? The original 1953 version, or the 1980s version with Kurt Russell?
I haven't seen the original yet. I just bought that recently. I found it at a store, but I watched the one from the 80s, and I love the practical effects in that.
Yeah,
So
the
good.
one from the 80s is the better one of the three. They remade it again, I think, in the 90s, maybe early 2000.
Scott said that he liked the movie Enemy Mine.
Enemy
from
Mine, yeah, that
1985.
was also another good one.
And then Eli says, as someone who played basketball and had ankle injuries, that scene with the 2x4s and ankle smashing, I almost threw up.
Yeah, that was hard to watch. Pretty graphic.
Greg says, The Thing, the OG, and the Kurt Russell, both great.
Yep.
When it comes to Stephen King, I just recently saw Pet Sematary for the first time, and I was really caught off guard. I did not expect the way the events happen in that.
Yeah, that was a good movie. It was Pet Sematary 2 isn't nearly as, of course.
Right.
Second one usually isn't as good. All right, let me get some tacos made here.
Kim said the 80s with Kurt Russell.
Yep.
Janice said James Arnez with as an alien carrot.
Yep, an alien carrot.
Greg says yes, but really both?
Oh,
To answering some question.
Oh. Did you mean to do that?
I dropped it. Yeah, no, but I did mean it. Yeah, it did need to be in there.
Scott said his favorite movie growing up as a kid was Robot Jack from 1989.
Robot Jack. Huh.
He's never met anyone who has seen it.
I've never heard of that.
Jenna said that she's seen it.
What?
Robot Jock, J-O-S.
Huh.
All right, let's get this one. Yeah, get these.
Greg says, ooh,
First
Pet
three
Cemetery.
tacos.
Next is Children of the Corn.
Yeah, Children of the Corn. I didn't think it was that great of a movie, but
Personally, yeah, I saw it when I was really into movies as a teenager and getting into horror movies, and it never stood out to me. It was one of those that I kind of lazily, sleepily finished.
yeah, I didn't think it was. I wasn't particularly impressed.
Janice said it was sort of a Gundam-style robot fighting movie.
Oh,
Robot Jocks.
okay.
And then Eli says, OG, have you seen
Not
Joey
enough oil.
Diaz live?
Have I seen what?
Joey Diaz live?
Yeah, not live. No, I've listened to some of his stuff. He's a funny dude. Want to add a little bit of oil.
Tim said his
Just 'cause
favorite
it's not
all-time
fried,
horror
not too
character is the boogeyman himself, Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah. How do you feel about the new trilogy that came out? Have you seen the new Halloween trilogy? Because they did the 30 years later, or was it 40 years later? geez, yeah, it must have been 40 years later, and then they did the 2 that followed. Those were fun. I just got caught up on all those.
Oh.
Yeah.
How's it going over here? Things
Well,
holding up?
yeah,
Uh-oh.
it's okay.
It'll
It's
taste
like
good.
it's like a pancake. First one never really turns out quite the way you want. No, a couple of these are looking just fine.
Good.
Miguel says The Shape. Must be a movie.
Oh, it's another nickname for Michael Myers, the Boogeyman, the Shape.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Unless it could be another movie that I don't know about.
Okay. Put that in there. Did I leave the oil out? Because I'm gonna need it. Yep. Okay. Just to make sure.
Janice told Scott that in one of the scenes, the stunt double for the female character, can't remember her name, is obviously a male. And Greg says, okay, let's go horror slapstick. Let's go. Oh my God, the cow is in the house, he says.
Not aware of that one.
Oh my God, the cow was in the house.
He calls Chumley a cow.
Oh.
And Eli says, who would be Arthur's dream team horror cast?
Oh, Dream Team Horror Cast.
Chumley, come on.
Honestly, some of my favorite horror actors that are still alive today would be Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger, and Brad Dourif, who is the voice of Chucky. And both of them were in a movie in like the late 2000s called, what was that movie called? Oh, wow, slipped my mind. Urban Legends. And they both played rather small characters in that movie, and they didn't interact at all. But if I could have a dream team for a movie, it would have those two be like the main characters in the movie, because they're just such fun actors for that genre.
Okay.
Greg says Final Destination, the whole series.
Final Destination was cool. Some good kill shots.
Ed's here.
Hey,
Greetings,
Ed.
all.
Good evening. You're just in time for dinner.
Oh, he's getting fancy.
Tim
He
says,
is.
I like the trilogy, but a lot of people didn't know that they ended the last one. But I thought that Jamie Lee Curtis did awesome.
I agree, yeah.
Okay. Waiting for these to get a little crisper. My pan
They smell
gets
good.
my pan's a bit dry.
It smells really good.
Whoops. I'll have to hunt for the lid later. I'm not going to play that game right now. Turn that up. I want these to be a little bit crisper than they are. They do look good. Mostly. My ladle fell in.
Oh no.
It's going to fall in again too. So I'll just take it out. Get another one
Greg
started.
says, I'm in love with Jamie. You wipe your mouth.
So, we talked about Psycho earlier. I can't remember the name of the actress, but did you know that the actress who did the shower scene in Psycho and is Jamie Lee Curtis's mother?
It is?
Yeah.
I never knew.
Eli says, this needs to be a 3-hour stream.
It might be that long if I don't get some of these tacos coming out, dude. Oh, there we go.
Greg
what's
says,
on that?
okay, I need to find some New Zealand horror. Scott said,
yeah.
did anyone see the movie Deep Star 6?
Deep Star 6, I did.
Love
Only
that
once,
movie.
and it was been quite a while ago. stop sticking.
Ed says that he's in Ireland. It's 12:45 a.m.
You're in
Oh,
Ireland?
wow.
What are
Lucky
you
you.
doing there?
He's celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Right? The way you're supposed to.
That's cool, Ed.
Eli says the chat knows their stuff.
That is awesome. Alright. Let's pull everybody at least one
That
taco.
is Tom's nephew.
That's mine. Okay.
Tim said, "Did you guys like the Bates Motel series? I've been watching it on Netflix. I really like it."
I don't think I've ever watched any of it. Doesn't mean I won't, just means I haven't. Yep.
Yeah.
Arthur, let me slide by you.
Oh, yeah.
Just once here, I'm gonna
What do you need?
pick this up and let folks see the taco. How it turned out. I got a little light here. It does that every time. There we go. Yep. Is that good?
Up just a little bit.
Up a little bit.
There you go. That's pretty good.
So that's one anyway. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh wait, I'm gonna have to ask you for that back. Let me see that. I gotta put the salsa on.
Oh, yes.
Ah, yes. Eli says, OG chef mode activated.
Chef mode activated.
Greg says, New
Go,
Zealand's,
go, gadget cooking.
Greg says, New Zealand's worst horror movie for one gore and just ridiculous. T-Bird's here.
Okay, there you go. T-Bird, good evening. You're just in time for food, bro. Let's open that up.
He said her name was
Think it's
Janet Lee. He looked it up. Jamie Lee Curtis
Okay.
Curtis is Tony Curtis's daughter.
Yes, that is exactly right.
And Greg says, lovely.
All right, let me get a little more oil.
Janice says that taco looks very authentic.
Well, I'm fixing to taste it, and we'll see if it's any darn good. I want to get another one going because one is not going to be enough. So we'll get a couple more rocking.
You know, he said those look really good.
Looks really nice. Crispy.
Okay.
Greg says is it called Bad Taste?
Just finished building this really quick. Queso on there.
It is called Bad Taste from New Zealand.
Cool.
Guess that's that movie he was.
Bad taste. Check that out as well. Getting a few tonight.
Get this scraped up a little bit so it doesn't stick too hard. Okay. Sit down. Slide this up a little bit. Throw
Scott
some of this
says, don't
sauce.
forget, Chum wants 5 tacos and Polly wants 4.
So,
Okay.
are we supposed to dip it in the sauce, it looks
Yep,
like?
dip it in there.
And give a little squeeze of the lime, maybe?
That's, yeah, however you want to do it. I'm gonna, yep. Oh, I already got one right here. No squeeze lime on the top there. Into the sauce.
Alright. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even have to chew that. It just
That's
melts.
You can use the other half of that if you want for your
Oh, thank you.
for your hands. There you go. Oh yeah.
Eli says we can't take people to the moon, but can we have smell-o-vision?
Wow.
Greg says, are you making a side for me? And Ed asked, are we talking horror movies? Evil Dead, 1981.
I love the Evil Dead movies too. Bruce Campbell, such a funny actor. Army of Darkness. I know it's more slapstick comedy than horror, but it's definitely got to be up in my top 5.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah, this is great.
Greg said the cow can have mine. I'm so jelly.
Thank you.
Yep. Mrs. Little Guy, if you want to hold your plate over here, you just hang on there for 1 second and get some salsa in there. There you go.
Yeah, I like how you soaked the tortilla in the sauce before you fried it. It definitely soaks in a little extra level of flavor.
Oh yeah.
Let me see a fork. My first one kind of fell apart.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yep. Now what do I do with the plate there?
Scott said his local taco shop sells those tacos on weekends only because it takes so long to make. You're making me want to go get some for dinner.
It is the weekend.
This is really good.
It's great.
Never had these before.
Greg says he's having pork shoulder tonight. Chow saw. Can't wait. Greg wants to see his plate, please.
Wow.
Yeah, these are delicious.
I'd call that a 10 out of 10 right there. That is a perfect taco.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that, I'll tell you what. That there is some seriously tasty food.
You know, I said the best review someone can give on the first bite is saying, wow, I'll take 6, please.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, hey, next time you go to like a gathering of your friends and it's like a picnic or something like that, and somebody brought potato salad or something along that nature, while you're eating it, go, this, or not that, just go, this potato salad tastes just like my mom used to make. And people are gonna, they're gonna feel kind of proud of that. Yeah, my mom was a terrible cook. I hated my mom's potato salad.
Tim said they are making a new Evil Dead. Looks intense with drama. Looks scary as heck.
I'm actually really excited about that movie. I've been anticipating it. It comes out next month.
Taco 2.
Craig wants to see his plate that he's given to the cow. Travis M. says, I need some as soon as possible. He just came in the room.
Oh, that one's hot. Right off the frying pan.
Yep. It's really good too. That way a little warmer.
Greg's drooling. He says it looks awesome.
Oh man. Yeah.
Says thanks, Mom, for not cooking.
Well, for not tasting that sauce since like right after I put everything in. I don't think there's anything I'd do different.
Yeah, that's delicious.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
I'm pretty amazed.
I'm gonna try to slow myself down just a little bit because I want to try that dessert too. Gotta save some room. I know I just want to fill up though.
Good job, buddy. Give myself a well-deserved hug.
Good. Cheers to the chef.
Greg says, okay, so we never talked about Evil Dead. And Scott says, did you see the Don't Look Up on Netflix? He thought it was really good.
I am fixing to get Netflix. That again. There was a lot of series on there that I liked. Hell on Wheels, the 100. What was that other one? The one about the biker gang, Sons of Anarchy, I think. Man, there's some pretty good series on Netflix, so wouldn't mind, kicking it back up and seeing what's new.
Yeah. I think the Netflix show that I'm most interested in seeing, they've got a final season coming out this year. It's the continuation of the Karate Kid series. They made a TV show called Cobra Kai. It's on Netflix. I think there's 4 or 5 seasons that are already out, and there's just one more that they're doing to tie it all up.
Is Ralph Macchio in it?
Ralph Macchio came back, and so did the guy who played Johnny Lawrence in the original movie. Mm-hmm. And it's basically, his side of the story. And so, the first season especially follows Johnny Lawrence and, kind of how he's grown up since that time. So it's
cool.
Fun. It's a fun show.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, when you get Netflix again, see what you think.
Can you use one of these?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Greg says, that hug you gave yourself, old man, and 21-year-old lady, I'm all there. He says, don't get jelly, 21-year-old lady, Colorado. Travis wants to know what's on the menu next week.
Next week, barbecue ribs. So they will be pork. Yep. The preparation thereof, of course, will be taking place well ahead of the stream because there's no way that I'm going to cook a good rack of ribs in 2 hours. They take time, so. But I'll put together the dessert, whatever we get voted on, and probably whatever side dishes that I choose to make with it. And as much as I want to bring in that dessert, I cannot help myself.
Well, you need another taco, huh?
I'm getting myself another taco.
Do it.
Tim said he never seen this style of tacos. Looks pretty good and interesting.
Oh, it is.
Eli says, good job, OG. 5 out of 5. Chef kisses and old man grunts. Chef kisses will be my rating system when I get back to making videos.
I hope you do soon. And maybe how about we make the first video when I go there to get some of that pitaya fruit? Maybe I can correlate that in my trip to California for my 1000th sub.
Yeah.
That would be great. More meat.
Greg says, wow, okay, my hoary man. And Tim says, Cobra Key is amazing. He can't wait for the new season.
Don't think I've seen that.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
I don't know that I know what that is. What is that?
Well, that's what I was talking about. That's the continuation of the Karate Kid series. So
okay.
The original dojo that they fought against was the Cobra Kai dojo.
Gotcha.
And so the show is bringing back Cobra Kai.
Gotcha. Do you remember the movie The Hand?
No.
It was similar to, it was another karate movie that, the hand was supposed to mean each finger or something or other. And, anyway.
Greg would like you to introduce your guest again.
Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. I didn't realize. This is Arthur.
Hey.
Arthur and his partner, Olivia, have had several visits on my live stream. I think we did a couple of videos. No, we don't do actually videos. We just did live streams, I think. So.
And one of the first things we ever did was that wing eating contest where Olivia blew us out of the water.
She did. So we need, and as a matter of fact, I want a rematch.
A rematch, yeah. I agree. It's about time.
Chance wants to know, did the tacos turn out as good as you imagined?
Yes, they did. They really did. I'm really pleased with the flavor. I am, although naturally now, very curious what they taste like, what it's going to taste like when I go to a Mexican restaurant that sells burrito taco, and see if it even comes close to what I've prepared.
Right.
I'm hoping that it does, because I really like this.
Yeah.
It was definitely worth the effort. And Janice and J-Mart, I don't know if you're still there or not, but I really appreciate the request, because again, it's something that I've never made or eaten, and this is what makes it fun. So it's what makes doing my live stream a kick. So I appreciate it very much. And this was a great thing to be requesting old guy to make. I don't know how many times so far, I think maybe 2 or 3 live streams that I've gone back for more. This is definitely one of them. I thoroughly enjoy these tacos.
T-Bird says there's a new movie called Cocaine Bear.
Yep.
And the bear finds a load of white stuff and eats it, and the same filmmaker made a movie called Strays. It looks funny about stray dogs. They talk.
Didn't know about that.
It says movies, The Car, The Gun, Scary Movies, Christine.
Christine, yep. How about, did anybody see, boy, now I gotta try to remember the name of the movie. It might have been just called The Truck, but it was, boy, now I gotta think of his name. The actor played McCloud. Dang it. Come on, folks that are old enough, who played McCloud? This is killing me.
McCloud from what?
It was a TV show. McCloud.
Oh.
Tim's leaving.
He was,
He's got to work tomorrow.
Tim, thank you for coming and hanging out, buddy. Happy Saturday. Happy
Good to see you,
Saturday day.
Arthur.
Huh?
He said, good to see Arthur.
Yeah, nice to see you, Tim. Thanks for joining us.
Come on, who was that? Come on. What is that guy's name?
Dennis Weaver.
Thank you, Janice.
Yes.
Thank you, Janice. Dennis Weaver. Now I forgot my point. Oh, it was a movie with Dennis Weaver. He passed a semi-truck going down the highway, and it didn't like that, and it kept passing him, and he kept passing it, and then it came to the point where it was running him off the road, and it ended up, whoever was in the truck ended up driving it off a cliff, trying to kill him. So,
Oh, wow.
different movie. I think that was the name of it, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry to make you sit through another taco, guys, but
Greg says you can refer to your wonderful guest every second time, next time. I love it. And then he says, so with your guest, can we end off with your guest most favorite horror movie?
Most favorite of all time. That'd be tough. Personally, I kind of like that line between horror and comedy. So my favorite horror movie, it's gonna sound terrible, it's Bride of Chucky. That is my favorite one. It's so funny and rewatchable. I can just pop it in again and again, and I never get bored of it.
Eli says, now imagine having burrito tacos at 2 a.m. when the munchies are hitting at the taco
goodness.
stand next level.
That'd be awesome.
it'd be incredible. Yeah, if there had been like burrito tacos in my 20s when I used to go to the bars and stuff. Oh yeah. we'd have been all over
Oh, yeah.
it.
Janice said that movie was dual.
Duel.
Mm.
Thank you.
Greg said, just ahead of time, thank you for making my Sunday just wonderful.
Well, thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
And he liked that movie director as Steven Spielberg.
I'm gonna have to hurry up here, I guess. Pull this off and get my sauce made.
What are you whining about, Chumley?
He always whines. All right. A little butter. Get this melted down.
T-Bird says it's the movie called
Duel.
Dual Dennis Weaver.
Yep. I remember seeing that for the first time out in the theater. Had a little bit of vanilla, and I got a little bit of spiced rum. I'm gonna tossed in there.
What are you whining about?
Just got to melt down. This is old guy. Oh, yep, thank you. Out to get the dessert.
Alright.
Oh yeah. Sauce.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now the trick is to melt down that butter, incorporate
Bride of Chucky,
everything.
as Greg says.
Chucky.
Yeah, Bride of Chucky. That one is amazing. The director is Ronnie Yu, who also did Freddy vs. Jason, and he came over. He had directed a bunch of movies in his home country, and then like came over to the United States, and it was like one after another. He did a few movies, and I think it was pretty close together. He did Bride of Chucky and Freddy vs. Jason. They're both super fun.
The what? Bride of Chucky.
I'll have to double up.
Eli says, will we ever see the OGIC3 back together?
I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll get Olivia out here one of these days.
Yep.
Or you guys can come see us.
Yep. Set up down there.
Yeah.
All right.
We got a whole other group of rowdy dogs to deal with.
Some bread pudding there. Pour a little bit of the sauce. Sauce makes very quickly. So ready to go. This is old guy.
Thank you.
Yep. Bread pudding dessert.
I'm looking for
Arthur won't give you a whole
Arthur's
ton.
channel for
Disposable cinema.
yeah, I was looking for it. Greg wants it.
Cool.
Well, thank
He
you.
wants me to put it in the
And I just had a spoon here. You can take that one.
All right.
A little bit.
That's
Entrenching
perfect.
tool size, but there's one here.
There you go, Greg.
Thank you.
I posted a link.
Okay. And for you folks out there, you know, hey, if you haven't seen Janice's channel, please check out Janice's channel, Janice at Janice Yamanaka. And there's a link in my description of this on this video, so you can check it out there if you want to. Just click the link. And also J-Mart, they both requested this very delicious dinner.
Lisa has to go.
Lisa, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for coming.
She says, nice to see you, Arthur.
Thank you.
All right, get this stirred in. Throw it on there. All right. Dessert
Welcome,
now.
Greg.
Cheers.
Cheers on the dessert. How is it?
Mmm. Oh yeah.
Greg says you're working it, old guy.
That's delicious.
That's fantastic.
Yummy. The top has got a little bit of like crunchy chew to it.
Janice said thank you for the mention.
Oh, that spiced rum.
Gives
Just
it
enough
nice-
flavor that it brings it out.
Yep.
So nice.
Oh, thank you.
Good touch.
Scott wants to know what the dessert is.
It's bread pudding, Scott. I made a quick sterling. Jeez, a quick sterling sauce to go on the top. Butter, brown sugar, vanilla, and a little bit of spiced rum.
Charlie, stop.
That's good.
All right, folks. Well, if you got another final thought, a question, a dinner suggestion, now's a good time. We're getting ready to call it another one in the bag, and delicious, I might add.
Good choice.
So,
What is your guest's name again?
Arthur.
I'm Arthur. Yep.
This is, yeah, Arthur. Yeah, have you ever done that where somebody asks somebody, you forgot their name, and they say, they're like, well, what's your name? You say Arthur, and I say, oh, that's right. Yeah, right. How many people? I'm sure you've said, oh, that's right. Yeah, like, oh, of course that's right. What do you think? I'm going to tell you I'm somebody else? You might just do that if you're in Vegas.
Back up here when Greg was thanking you and me, he says, thanks, Jameson. Maybe that's why he was asking your name again.
Okay,
Greg
guys.
says, hi, Arthur.
All right, folks. I guess I'm going to call it good for the night. Thank you very much for hanging out with old guy and Arthur. Thank you for coming up and hanging out.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, it was nice to have a little extra person at the table. You guys have a good week. We will see you next Saturday night. And as always, I'm going to ask you to please give back in your community a little bit of time, somehow, some way. Yeah, help out a neighbor. Just do what you can. All right? I'm out of here. I'll see you next week. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Greg says he'll remember you from the movie Arthur.
Oh.
Bye, guys.
Cool.
All done?
All done.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thanks
So
so
now,
much.
honestly, what did you think of the Birria Tacos?